When we were young, the world was as big as our backyard. We climbed trees to touch the sky, built forts to guard our secrets, ran barefoot to chase sunsets that always seemed just out of reach. Do you remember how the wind carried our laughter? How the earth smelled after the rain? We didn't know it then, but we were learning something profound. How to wonder, how to dream, and how to explore without fear, and how to fall down, skin our knees, and get back up again and again. Times were much simpler. Our questions were small but boundless. How far can I run before dinner? Can I catch a firefly in my hands? Will the moon ever get closer? And then we grew. Teenagers, hearts racing, dreams bubbling like soda pop. We wanted to taste everything, to feel everything, to pack a lifetime into every summer night. We thought we had all the answers, or at least we pretended to, but answers were never what we needed. What we needed was the question, where do I belong? And when the fizzle settled, we realized we didn't grow alone. They showed us what love really means. Our parents, our first mirrors, they gave us their best, regardless of how much they had left to give. They held us through our storms, even when they couldn't calm their own. They taught us the big lessons. But let's take a moment to honor the most heroic act of all, childbirth. Or you've ever heard the stories or lived through them. You know, it's not just a moment. Some would describe it as a battle, some a ceremony, some a rite of passage. The kind of feat that makes climbing Mount Everest sound like a day hike, yet through the sweat and tears, a miraculous new life has emerged. How do we honor the ones who shaped us, the ones who showed us what love means, even if their version of love sometimes sounded like, because I said so. Adulthood arrives with its sharp edges, and somewhere along the way we learned this truth. Life isn't a straight line, it's more like a dance, a stumble, a sprint. And oh, the music never stops. We build careers, we fall in love, or fall out of it sometime with the same person. The world asked much of us, to grow, to succeed, to care, to hold. And in all this doing, we sometimes forgot just to be. And what of love? Not just the grand cinematic love of fairy tales, but the quiet, steady kind, the kind that unfolds in rocking chairs, two souls side by side, reflecting on a lifetime of moments stitched together. What will we remember most when we're 100, rocking gently and watching the light fade on another perfect day? Will it be the celery juice cleanses, the daily ritual of health and commitment? One of us pretending to enjoy it, the other pretending not to notice, or the little squabbles over who left the gas tank empty, or who lost the TV remote control, and who, in hindsight, was probably right all along. No, it will be the simple moments, like when quietly replaced every light switch with dimmers and I walked into the room oblivious for weeks, until suddenly the world seemed softer, not because of the lights, but because of the other person. It's knowing when to play the movie Into the Wild on a rainy afternoon, tears streaming down our faces, not because we're sad, but because we've remembered once again the infinite blessings of this life we share. And it's the big moments too, the ones etched so deeply in our hearts, they feel like they belong to the stars. Like the day our rainbow child came into this world in a place where peace seemed impossible. And yet, in that instant, it existed, cutting the umbilical cord in a war zone. Time standing completely still was the most magical and peaceful moment that had ever existed on earth. So pure, so enduring, it could quiet even the loudest storm. These are the moments we'll rock back and forth, on and on in our rocking chairs. The ones that will make us smile, make us laugh, make us weep with gratitude. So ask yourself, what memories will you cherish most when the world is quiet and you're looking back at your life? And then there are our grandparents, the keepers of stories, the bridges between the past and the present. How many times did we sit at their feet, listening to tales of struggles and triumphs, of old traditions and new beginnings, of love that spanned decades, and hearts that never gave up on family? Our grandparents were the silent architects of our foundation. Whispers of wisdom passed down in the smallest moments. A hand on our shoulder, a gentle word of encouragement. A laugh shared over the simplest meal or raisin bread. But it is not just them we honor, it is all those who came before us. The ancestors whose names we speak with reverence, the ones whose blood flows in our veins, and whose dreams still echo in the winds. They fought battles we may never understand, sacrificed to create the opportunities we now have. And in their resilience, they taught us how to rise, how to love, how to carry the torch forward, no matter the storms. So, as we stand on the shoulders of giants, let's take a moment to remember them, the ones whose sacrifices paved the way for us to be here together today. What moments will make your rocking chair the best seat in the world? The cultures that remind us who we are. The Eben from Borneo, guardians of the forest, whose art and rituals are woven with the rhythm of the earth. The Aqua of the Amazon, dreamers and protectors of the river's wisdom. The Berry-Koert of the Great Lakes, whose stories hold the balance of harmony and respect. The Okinawans of Japan, living in quiet simplicity, teaching us the secret of long life and shared joy. Every culture a mirror, reflecting back a piece of our collective humanity. The earth was our first teacher. The wolf taught us loyalty. The elephant, memory. The bees showed us how to work together, and the stars whispered, "You are small, but not insignificant." Have you ever walked in a forest, not to get somewhere, but just to be? It's called forest bathing, but there's no soap required, only a willingness to listen, to hear the trees creak and whisper, to let sunlight filter through the leaves and touch your skin. The earth speaks softly if we are still enough to hear. The rivers remind us to keep moving. The mountains urge us to stand tall. And the sky dares us to dream beyond what we know. And what of the journey within? Our inner universe, vast and uncharted, or every step we've taken outward, there's been another inward, a question whispered in the quiet. Who am I when no one is watching? What lights me up from the inside? We spend so much time mapping the world around us, but have we paused to map the rivers of our mind, the deep oceans of our heart? The outer world dazzles us with its beauty, but the inner world, that is where the real treasure lies. It's in the stillness, the moments between breaths, that we find ourselves again and again.